The Super Mario Bros. Movie has been a smashing success, grossing in $678 million worldwide since it premiered on April 5th. It's a very fun movie. I had a blast seeing it. I mean, if you haven't watched it yet, I definitely recommend that you go and see it. It's definitely worth your time. But when successful movies emerge, they become the topic of discussion, especially in the political realm. One such political commentator has been Tim Pool. His video stands out because his take is hilariously bad. I mean, I knew his take was going to be bad before I even watched his video. I mean, full disclosure, I'm not really a big fan of Tim Pool. But after watching his video, it was clear that Tim doesn't really know very much about the Mario franchise. And I don't really think he fully understood the movie or what they were going for, or the plot of it, or anything. So, I'm going to be discussing his video at length, but rather than showing his video on screen, I'll just discuss the points he made. I think it's just easier that way. I'll leave a link to his video in the description. Tim Pool argues that the movie is fairly woke, and he implies that the Mario games aren't woke. He repeats this several times as he maintains that this is a deviation from the games. So let's take a look at the points he made in the video. His first point: Mario is incompetent, clumsy, and can't do anything right. His second point: Princess Peach is, quote, a girl boss and, quote, invincible, and the movie is, quote, her adventure. His third point: Mario needs power-ups to get past enemies and obstacles. His fourth point: Luigi is, quote, a damsel in distress. Now we're going to focus on the first 3 points for the video. But as stated earlier, Tim's overarching theme seemed to be that the movie is not representative of the games. He even argues that Mario accidentally traveling to the Mushroom Kingdom and requiring power-ups to get past enemies and obstacles is not accurate to the portrayal of his character. That's not accurate to Mario. That's not what Mario's about. As a gamer who has played a Mario game beyond 1995, I find Tim's points to be quite laughable. As a content creator who focuses on video game content, I kind of feel I should make a rebuttal. Now, before we get started, let me go ahead and give you the TLDR. Is the movie woke? Well, no, not really. I'd argue that the games are more woke than the movie is. Does the movie paint Mario as a klutz? No more than the games do. I mean, Tim Pool sees wokeism where there is none. He's just mad at conservatives. That's the TLDR. But anyways, welcome everyone to Tim Pool Hasn't Played a Game Since 1995. The name may change. Bullzome here, and this is brought to you by Hot Dog Raw Dog, your favorite talking video game playing hot dog. Head on over to twitch.tv/hotdograwdog and give a follow. Yes, that is me. This is brought to you by me. But again, I'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum, but I will need to discuss certain plot points in order to address his arguments. Now, with that being said, I'll be using the games to make my point. And I'll only be showing movie footage that's from the trailers. The first point of Tim's that I want to address is that Mario needs power-ups to get past enemies and obstacles. This is one of the reasons he called the movie woke. I'm not kidding. Mario relying on power-ups in certain situations is in line with the games. It is. In fact, it's a staple of the series. Let's list some of the times Mario needs power-ups to get past obstacles or enemies in the games. We'll start with Super Mario Bros. Bowser himself is only vulnerable to a fire flower. If you don't have one, you have to drop them into the lava. Koopa Troopers can only be completely killed by a fire flower or a shell. If you just jump on them and wait, they will pop back out of their shell. Piranha plants are only vulnerable to fire flowers and stars. Buzzy beetles are only vulnerable to stars and shells. Now we can move on to Super Mario Bros. 3. In World 1-4, you need a mushroom to get the White Mushroom House. In World 1 Fortress, you need a leaf to get the Warp Whistle. In World 6-5, you can't even beat the level without a leaf, P-Wing, or Tanuki suit. In World 6-7, you cannot get the White Mushroom House without a Fire Flower. Boos are only weak to the Hammer Suit and Statue Mario. Thwomps are only weak to the Hammer Suit and Statue Mario. Dry Bones are only weak to the Hammer Suit. Rotodiscs are only weak to Statue Mario. Boom Boom is only weak to Stars, Fire Flower, and the Hammer Suits. If you don't have any of those, you have to stomp on his head. Bowser himself is only weak to Fire Flower and the Hammer Suit. If you don't have those, you have to trick Bowser into falling into a hole. Now let's move on to Super Mario World. In Donut Plains 1, if you don't have the green switch, you need a cape to get the secret exit. In Cheese Bridge area, you need a cape to get the secret exit. In Forest of Illusion 4, you need a cape or Lakitus Cloud to get the secret exit. In Forest of Illusion 3, this is the main one, you need a power-up. And yes, I'm counting Yoshi as a power-up to get the secret exit. Without the secret exit, you can't get to Castle 5. The only other way to Bowser's Castle is through Star Road, but you'll need a power-up to even get through Star Road 1. So you literally cannot get to Bowser's Castle without having gotten at least one power-up in your playthrough. Okay, let's move on to Super Mario 64. A certain number of stars is required in order to unlock the Bowser fights. Power-ups are needed to obtain a few of these stars. In Bob-omb Battlefield, you need a wing cap to get the 5th star. In Big Boo's Haunt, you need a vanish cap to get the 6th star. In Dire Dire Rocks, you need a metal cap to get the 4th star and a vanish cap to get the 6th star. In Hazy Maze Cave, you need a metal cap to get the 3rd star. But okay, that's kind of enough for now. I mean, and this is just a partial list, by the way, just right off the top of my head. And don't even get me started on the times you need power-ups or a new ally or a new ability in the Paper Mario games. Because in the Paper Mario games, Mario is just completely incapable of anything in his base state. I mean, it's true. But I think I've made my point. There are many times that the games require Mario to have a power-up or an ability or something. The fact that Tim used Mario needs power-ups to get past enemies and obstacles as an argument to say the movie is woke is just kind of asinine. It really is. Okay, the next point of Tim's I want to address is Peach is, quote, a girl boss and, quote, invincible, and the movie is, quote, her story. Princess Peach is only in about half the movie. I mean, maybe slightly less. Peach was only used as a vehicle of getting, of moving the plot from point A to point B. Peach wasn't a girl boss. I mean, she wasn't. Her plan to get the Kong army failed. It was Mario that challenged Donkey Kong. It was Mario that beat Donkey Kong. It was Mario that got the Kong army. And Peach wasn't invincible either. Like, she lost her power-up after attacking Bowser. Her attack failed. It was Mario that saved the Mushroom Kingdom from being destroyed. It was Mario and Luigi that stopped Bowser, not Peach. In the movie, Peach grew up in the Mushroom Kingdom. So naturally, she's going to be better at certain things. I mean, she's a strong female character who helps the hero until he comes into his own. I mean, how many other times have we seen that in movies? This is an extremely common trope in movies. It doesn't make the movie woke. Essentially, Tim thinks that Peach should never be portrayed as anything other than a damsel in distress. Almost his exact words in the video, I'm not even kidding. He clearly hasn't played a Mario game beyond 1995. Or 1985. Or 1980... well, you get the point. In Super Mario Bros. 2, Princess Peach travels with everyone. She is literally the most powerful character in that game. Like, her float ability is ridiculously overpowered. It can break the majority of the levels in that game. In the Mario Kart games, she's one of the fastest drivers. Her car has the best, usually has some of the best handling too. And Super Smash Bros. She kicks serious tail, dude. In Super Mario Odyssey, she goes out exploring. She doesn't even technically get captured. So for Tim to say that her only role is to get captured just shows how little he knows of the games, or the characters for that matter. This kind of ties into the last point of Tim's I want to focus on. And that being, Mario is incompetent, clumsy, and can't do anything right. Mario is not incompetent in the movie. He's just kind of a fish out of water. He's a stranger in a strange new place facing brand new obstacles. I mean, the movie is a story about Mario overcoming these new challenges. It's a story of his journey to greatness. I mean, heroes don't start great, heroes become great. And the movie does a good job of portraying that. I'm actually glad that the movie didn't portray Mario as some kind of Mary Sue. I mean, did you beat Super Mario Bros. The first time you played it? With your very first life? Extremely unlikely. I'd imagine it took a lot of practice and a lot of lives. And let's be honest, some of Mario's, quote, failures in the movie are pretty funny, just as his deaths in the game are funny. In fact, let's look at some of those deaths. Here are some of the deaths from Super Mario 64. Some pretty funny ones at that. Here are some more funny deaths from Super Mario Sunshine. I mean, we could go on and on, but most of the games have hilarious deaths like this. I started with Super Mario 64 because that's when the deaths started becoming really funny, in my opinion. Anyways, my point is that Mario is a silly, athletic, sometimes clumsy plumber who overcomes challenges put before him by any means necessary. I mean, if Tim Pool is honestly going to call a movie... if Tim Pool is honestly going to call the movie woke, he needs to take another look at the games. There are plenty of other things that he could call woke that would be far worse by his standards. Like Birdo, for example. Birdo is a guy. A guy who is pink. And wears a bow. And he has a crush on Yoshi. Another guy. Mario has dressed in drag quite a few times. Luigi is dressed as Peach. Kamek is has dressed in drag as Peach. I mean, Tim Pool has been doing political commentary for so long that he's become narrow-sighted. He sees wokeism where there is none. And he's lost touch with reality. He's forgotten how to have fun. So, as far as I'm concerned, I think you should just let people enjoy things. Just let people enjoy things. Don't try to put wokeism where there is none. But though it has been fun to call out Tim for grasping at straws, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And with that said, I'll leave you with Mario's Derp Walk. I am Bullzome, and I thank you for watching.